My name is Derek Roberti, VP of Technology with Cognigy, and I'm here to talk to you about conversational AI, a topic that you've heard nothing about so far today. The topic is called AI Agents Shaping an AI-First Gen AI-Powered Customer Service Workforce. It's going to be some great content. Before we get started, can I get a sense of who is in the room? And I'll throw out some categories of humankind. Do we have some people who would consider themselves practitioners in conversational AI? You build, you design automated experiences. Okay, no practitioner. I have one person, all right, who's a builder. What about someone who manages a contact center or has some role in the contact center? Couple of folks, great, good to meet you. And then IT organization, no. A few, all right, cool. I want to find out who has not raised their hand. Michael, can I volunteer you? What do you do? Consulting and advising. What about other consulting and advising people? All right, cool. Well, it's wonderful to spend time with you here today. It's a weird one, and I'll tell you why. Today happens to be a day that we are announcing a kind of big advancement with our company. We're kind of announcing the announcement, so kind of have some teaser content out today that's going to lead into a webinar that we're going to have in about a week and a half. So as a speaker, sharing a video with you to me is like, doesn't inspire me as a presenter, but it's going to be some good content that's going to be relevant to the rest of my presentation. So in a second, I'll ask for your patience in watching a 3-minute video presented by our CEO that will kind of provide some really good context for my presentation, and will also kind of lay the groundwork for the coming months with our company. If you're not familiar with Cognigy, get rid of this fellow. Cognigy is a leader in conversational AI. We have great customers around the world in industries like insurance, airlines, telecom, logistics, retail, CPG, and much more. And we're recognized by Forrester, Gartner, and others as a leader in the space. If you're familiar with conversational AI, you've likely worked with Cognigy or you have heard of us. The topic I want to share with you today is really about the next generation of customer experience with conversational AI, naturally influenced by the explosion of large language models and generative AI. Cognigy was the first conversational AI company 2 years ago who really integrated large language models into our platform in a first-class fashion. And to take the next leap, similarly, we're presenting this advancement today. Hopefully the audio will come through on my computer. Do you know back there? No. No, let me just see something real quick. Let's see, output, this guy. Will this output my audio?
Yeah, but probably through the TV volume.
Yeah. Ah. Right, that's probably okay. Let's crank it up. All right, let's give it a try.
Hi Phil, this is Anna, an agentic AI agent from Cognigy. I got a notification that I should give you a call about agentic AI. What can I do for you?
Hey Anna, thanks for calling. Before we get started, could you remind me what's so special about agentic AI?
Absolutely. I'm not just your typical service bot. I can reason and make decisions to reach your goals, independently handle tasks, and use multiple tools to achieve the best results.
That sounds fantastic. Hey, I'd like to do a quick demo for our customers, but I'm a little busy right now. I'll call you back in a minute, all right?
Sounds like a plan. Talk to you again soon.
I'm extremely excited to announce Cognigy's agentic AI agents. our LLM-powered AI that goes above and beyond anything that's available in the market right now. These AI agents can delegate tasks, collaborate with other AI agents and humans to deliver a highly human-like experience. Their ability to reflect and act dynamically leads to extremely good issue resolution, leading to an unparalleled service experience.
Hi, Phil. Shall we now get started with the demo?
Sounds great. Let's do a demo where I order some travel insurance from my current provider.
Sure. Let me just hand you over to an AI agent who is specialized in insurance.
Hi, Phil. This is Sam, your insurance support AI agent. I hear you would like to purchase travel insurance. Could you please let me know where you will be traveling?
Yeah, that'd be for a trip to the US next week.
Sure, let me check that for you. Before I send you the offer, I just need to verify your identity. Can you please read the code that I've just sent to you via SMS?
Sure, that's 23056.
Great, thanks. I verified you. You should now receive a link where you can see your personalized offer. Please feel free to take a look at it while I stay on the line. Perfect. The medium package is a popular choice. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, thanks. That was perfect. Could I talk to Anna again, please?
Sure. Nice talking to you, Phil. Have a good day.
Hey, Phil. Hope the demo with Sam went well. What else can I help you with?
Ja, just one more thing. Sprichst du auch Deutsch?
Ja, natürlich. Ich spreche mehr als 100 Sprachen.
Let's try one more. Nihongo mo hanasemasu ka?
もちろん日本語も話せますよ。
Thank you. I'll call back a little bit later. That was Agentic AI in action. The future of customer experiences. Fast, dynamic, and seamlessly embedded into your business processes. With Cognigy, the AI agent workforce of the future isn't just slides. It's reality transforming customer service today.
All right, so that is our CEO showing off his expertise in speaking multiple languages. But I think that for me, the last piece of what he said is what is important to me, which is that this is not just showing off what we can do in slides, it's capabilities within our platform that you can use today and that will continue to evolve. The heart of what I think is really cool is going to be, I'll share with you in a few chunks. First off is AI or customer experience, I would say, today versus tomorrow. So today we have essentially a one-to-many experience. So whether it's through conversational AI or just through apps or websites that we interact with, we define an experience and we make that experience available to customers interacting with us. And that's okay. Sometimes it's actually a better way to solve a problem through an app or through a website. But it is a uniform experience where I, as a customer, go to an app or a chatbot or a phone number to be able to solve a problem. The future of AI agents is really a different paradigm, which is I have a digital assistant or a virtual assistant that's there to assist me in doing my job. And instead of having the same experience that everyone else has when they call in, I have an experience that is tailored to me, that is really driven by how I communicate what I want to accomplish and how the bot can help me. In the customer experience world, this is super important. And the reason is because even today, when people call a phone number to get support, what is one of the first things that they do? Ask for a representative, or press 0, right? And from a business perspective, this creates two problems. One is it is in fact the least efficient way to provide support, because you might have to talk to a person first whose job is simply to figure out who you need to talk to. And you can do that in an automated fashion, but because we lack confidence in automation, we kind of think that if we talk to a person first, that's going to be the faster way to solve the problem. The second thing is that we have bad experiences with automation. So we're just like, let me just get through this part so I can actually get to the part where we'll actually be helped. When we have personalized virtual assistants who are interacting with us in a way that we want to be interacted with, suddenly we'll be bought in more to this experience. will want to do self-service because it is easier and faster and efficient, personalized and effective. These experiences are going to be available not just through calling into a customer support number, but more and more we'll see these embedded in our devices. For those of you who are iPhone users, you probably downloaded iOS 18.1 yesterday and have started working with Apple Intelligence, which is just in its infancy now. But the idea of where we see this industry going is that we will have virtual assistants who will assist us in accomplishing tasks by interacting with other virtual assistants. So it's really a world where automation allows us to accomplish the goals we want by expressing ourselves, expressing our desires, and have automation do everything else for us. Bill Gates says AI will free us from ever going to a search site or Amazon again. Let's see. What Phil was showing in the video was the idea that AI agents can collaborate with each other. And this is kind of what we're showing with, we're releasing within the platform. So the idea is like maybe someone calls in to an airline and wants to rebook a flight. So we might have an initial agent who takes the call and then who routes the caller immediately, not causing them to wait on hold, to a virtual agent who can help them with the booking. Alternatively, maybe a customer needs a refund. So maybe we route them to a billing agent, but maybe the billing agent is not entirely empowered to solve this problem on their own. So the billing agent knows that they need human approval to be able to do this. So we can get that approval. The virtual assistant then can proceed to doing their job and serving the customer. And finally, the routing agent might just know that there's some scenarios that really need that human touch due to their complexity or other characteristics of the call, and we can route them to a human. The idea is that we have AI agents working together to solve problems on behalf of customers. So the snappy way of talking about this is to say that we want to go from being reactive to proactive. If you have a virtual assistant that's personalized to you, it should know your needs and be able to proactively reach out before problems happen. We want to go from deflection to connection. For those of you who aren't in the contact center space, deflection is a traditional term to say, how can we keep customers from talking to a human agent? Because human agents cost money. We can accomplish that same efficiency goal, but make our customers feel connected to us rather than experiencing us as just putting up a wall between them and our customer support organization. Rather than trying to contain calls, we present an engaging experience for customers that help them accomplish goals. And for those of you who aren't in this space, average handle time is what we think about now, which is kind of how can we have agents spend less time on the phone with customers to increase efficiency. Instead of just focusing on that efficiency play, we can talk about customer satisfaction and revenue opportunities. Instead of focusing on cost per call, we can talk about ROI per interaction because customers are going to be more open to having commercial interactions with us if they're having experiences that feel super individualized. So how things look today is something like this, which is we're very reactive. We wait for customers to call in. A lot of the processes that agents have to perform are very manual processes, so there's not a lot of automation. You might come in through different channels, but really the focus is on deflection and routing. So how do we prevent callers from talking to an agent, or if they need to talk to an agent, how do we fine-tune which agent they need to talk to? That's kind of the experience today. And what we want to really bring forward is an AI-first customer experience. Instead of a platform like a traditional contact center platform or a kind of legacy AI platform, we want to really think about conversational AI as being about orchestrating AI agents. So similar to what you saw in the video from our CEO, we might have specialized AI agents that are built and managed with a platform that know about each other and can collaborate on their own to be able to solve customer problems. We also want to bring these capabilities to human agents. So if we do have to transfer a customer to a person, then that agent themselves is assisted by virtual assistants who can help them do their job faster and more effectively. And for those of you not in the contact center space, there's a few of you here. Here's a thing you may or may not know. The average tenure of someone who works in a contact center is 3 months to 9 months. So these are jobs that are very hard to fill and very hard to keep people in. I worked once with someone who trained contact center agents, and really just being able to get people to show up to work after they completed the training itself was a challenge. So we need AI to be able to deliver any kind of customer service in the first place. And because that need is there, we need to be able to provide an experience that is excellent, so that doesn't alienate people who call in, but makes them feel like they're getting their problem solved quickly in a way that feels really individual. I added this slide just today because it's from a customer or a prospect, and it reflects the current state of thinking in many enterprises about generative AI. And this was from an RFP. It says, performance testing and corresponding metrics are standard for any solution involving an LLM. They're essential to ensure that the LLM does not hallucinate and provides accurate responses across all use cases. My hunch is this was generated by ChatGPT, because anyone familiar with this space would know that there's actually no standards in implementing LLMs, and that there's no way to ensure LLMs don't hallucinate and provide accurate responses across all use cases. So we need to figure out for the enterprise, what is our first step that we take? How do we start off using the power of AI in our customer service interactions? And there's a few simple ways that are super low risk that you can start off with. One, within our platform, is we have AI-assisted design. So this just means that building virtual agents is easier and faster because we're using generative AI to actually create the agents for you. You can use LLM-powered search. This is increasingly familiar to folks who essentially, it allows us to create a ChatGPT-like experience that's grounded in the information from your organization. So traditionally with NLU, we had to create a lot of intents to be able to have conversational FAQs. And we all know, if we've interacted with FAQ-driven chatbots, how bad those can be. With LLM-powered search, we're able to provide killer customer experiences that are grounded in your data, that take a caller or someone chatting, it takes the context and how they interact into account in terms of how we respond. And using our built-in prompting and related technology, we can actually significantly reduce the risk of hallucination. So you can roll this out in a fairly low-risk fashion. We can enhance conversations, so maybe we're controlling what the bot says, but we're allowing the LLM to provide a little bit of contextual wrapper to what we're saying, just to make it feel a little bit more individualized. And then Agent Copilot, I mentioned earlier, having people in the loop reviewing what the bot is suggesting before they actually say it to the customer. Starting points can be really lightweight, but have a huge impact. So for customer-facing AI agents, there's identification and verification and routing. This is, you call in, you identify who you are as a caller, and this is typically a time-consuming task when it's handled by a human agent. And then figuring out why a caller is calling and routing to them to the right person, again, it's a time-consuming task. Allianz, one of our large insurance customers, one of the largest insurance companies in the world, implemented identification and verification and routing, and they saved 1.5 minutes per call. Across 25 million calls per year, this created a massive cost savings and reduced the time it took callers to actually be able to start solving their problems. They rolled it out initially for a claims scenario when people were calling in to file a claim, a high-stress situation, and they wanted to be able to get the caller teed up for a claims adjuster as quickly as possible. Allianz had a mentality of evolution in terms of how they wanted to roll out bots in the organization. They started off with what they called zero-knowledge bots, which are really just kind of FAQ-driven and routing-oriented bots. We now have the power to create FAQ experiences that don't feel like FAQ experiences. They feel like conversations. It's a powerful technology available in our platform today. They then went to agent augmentation bots. So this is essentially how can they help a customer service agent before the call gets to the bot or after the call is completed. And finally, end-to-end bots. This is kind of automating complete tasks like first notification of loss, getting quotes, doing other account management tasks. So this kind of evolutionary concept is common within conversational AI. The last thing I will mention in the interest of time here is we've talked about proactive and reactive interactions, and even just the examples here I gave you with Allianz are still in that reactive mode. Someone calls in, a customer initiates that interaction. Here we have rolled out a significant use case with an insurance customer who wanted to really do outbound. They knew they had offers that their customers wanted to take advantage of, but naturally with any kind of outbound experience, it's hard to get people on the phone, it's hard to get people to trust the interaction, especially here in the US where we have a lot of noise on the phone as much as we have signal. We were able to automate all of this interaction, so be able to call out to customers. We were able to successfully qualify 80% of accepted calls. That means for people who picked up the phone, we were able to walk them through a series of questions, which ensured that when we did transfer them to the agent, it would be a productive and worthwhile conversation for that agent. We did this as part of an initial pilot, and it led to a board-level decision for a full-scale rollout of this for both this use case and other use cases. So with that, I will leave you with a few takeaways. One is market adoption of AI is driving an even stronger desire for automation. Everything you're hearing today at this event is really about using the new capabilities in AI to drive automation. As business leaders, we have to be able to be leading this rather than kind of following the market where it's going. It is a possibility, here it says it's likely, but an interesting possibility that autonomous personal AI agents will put more pressure on contact centers. So if we do get to a point where we can tell automated agents to solve problems for us, they will call contact centers and they will ask to talk to agents. And this will put even more pressure for automation in the contact center, and we have to be ready for it. Regardless of where you're at in your AI adoption, there's a huge opportunity now to not just automate customer experience, but also to differentiate yourself by having a really first-class customer experience powered by AI and the Cognigy platform. So with that, I'll ask you, if you go to cognigy.com or just look at us on LinkedIn, please register for our webinar in the next week and a half or so, and you'll learn much more about how we're embodying this vision and the real capabilities of our platform. So, thank you. Sure.
The video that you showed,
Yeah.
was that happening in real time or was it edited?
No, it's all real. Yeah.
That was very quick.
Yeah. So the technologies that you see there are speech to text and text to speech, which is doing both the transcribing and the talking back. There's the AI-based interaction, which is interacting with large language models and our automation engine. And you'll see more about it in the webinar itself to see how these technologies work.
I was curious to what the idea was to have different voices handle different components of the situation,
Yeah.
whereas the it's sort of perceived as friction when having to.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's really just to illustrate the idea that different AI agents will have different specialties, and you don't have to kind of coordinate one experience with a customer, but you'll be able to create multiple specialized virtual agents. And I agree, we don't want to kind of like duplicate the inefficiencies of the current contact center, but it's just to kind of highlight that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you see someone saying that's pretty cool to come in with these AI bots?
Yeah, people will still do it, but here's the thing that people will learn. The idea of speaking to a human representative The kernel of it is that it's going to be more efficient for me to talk to a person. So what we need to do as businesses when you're owning customer experience is we need to provide a better and faster experience. So we can people will see through their own experience that they can wait on hold to talk to a person, or they can try to solve their problem now. And what we need to make sure is, as we present them that solve your problem now option, it doesn't feel robotic, but it feels really individualized and responsive. It surprises them with how good it is. And if you take a step forward into the future, and I don't mean the distant future, the near future, because we have such great experiences in our work lives interacting with ChatGPT, people are going to expect that same level of service when they call in to interact with a business. And we need to be ready for that.
As a AI immigrant, not an AI native, chatbots, let's say you get 1,000 phone calls into an airline all at the same time wanting the same thing.
Yep.
Are there that many chatbots, or is a chatbot able to talk to several different people?
Yeah, we handle Lufthansa is one of our larger customers, as is Frontier Airlines, and we handle flight rebookings for both of them. And it's an industry where unpredicted weather events cause massive disruptions for customers and for the contact center. You can't always predict it. But essentially you develop the chatbot once, and because of the nature of our platform, SaaS-based platform, automatically scales based on demand. You can meet those kind of peaks in demand whenever they happen automatically.